You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver. What the hell is that? Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. That's right. I would like to welcome everyone to episode 2 of this week. We really hope that everyone, we hope that everybody is enjoying the shorter episodes, but 2 episodes a week. Hopefully that makes us a little bit more digestible. That's less my bullshit in your ear, which is a good thing. But also, that's less beef in your ear, which is a bad thing. And if anybody knows beef, the more you get of him in your ear, well, the more 6 to midnight you go. Hi, it's time for Wrestling Chat. Ransom the Madman here alongside Poot the Bard and the Chooserweight Tag Team Champions, Tiger Bomb Tom, and our legendary man of your ear, Beef the Legend. We're here to talk about some wrestling. We've got a lot of stuff to cover on this episode, which is what I'm led to believe. So let's get into it, boys. What do we got to talk about?
I feel like on Among Us, like I try to pop you as much as possible, and I feel like you pay it back by trying to pop me as much as possible on podcast night. So
it's a game.
I see you, Ransom. I see you. Yeah, man. So last podcast was very, very heavy with AEW with Grand Slam coming up. Check it out for our picks. I'm excited for it. It should be a great show. That said, we got to talk about WWE, who has done some great things and not some not so great things. And, well, here we are, a happy WWE. That's kind of how we roll, right?
Allegedly. So
let's start with the good and then get to the bad. On Monday night, the end result is good. How they got there, I think, is kind of silly, but I get it. Monday night, they made the call, instead of having Orton and Riddle versus Lashley and MVP for the tag team titles, which was the scheduled match, they decided to go ahead and make the main event Orton versus Lashley for the WWE title. Now, everybody says, oh, it's because of the debut of Monday Night Football. They wanted to put up good ratings. But guess what? They knew about football fucking 6 months ago.
Yep.
12 months ago. They knew that this would be the premiere of Monday Night Football. So last week when they booked this match, they knew they were up against Monday Night Football. But guess what they didn't know? You guys know what they didn't know? That they'd get their ass kicked in the demographic and ratings by Dynamite. That's right. If you hadn't heard, you're hearing it now. Last week on Wednesday Night Dynamite, the demographic numbers, the key demographic numbers, 18 to whatever.
18 to 34.
Thank you.
Yep.
Were better for Dynamite than they were for Raw.
And that's coming off the heels of the amazing, historic AEW All Out pay-per-view that we've covered already before in previous podcasts. And if you haven't seen that yet, my God, please
do it.
Do yourself a favor and go pay the money to do it.
So everybody out there is saying, oh, this is not a response to AEW's ratings. This is a response to Monday Night Football starting.
Bullshit.
Wrong answer. So Vince, in a panic, decides to put WWE title on free TV because Vince says, fuck it, let's do it live. And the day of, they go a step further in getting in Big E's ear and say, hey, tweet out that you're cashing in tonight to get even a bigger audience. I don't know if it's worked or not, but it did in fact happen. Big E did in fact cash in after Lashley beat Orton. Big E went on to beat Lashley for the WWE title. So your new WWE champion is Big E. I'm a fan. What do you guys think?
I'm a fan of Big E getting the title. I just think it kind of sucks for him in the sense that it happened the way it did. Like, it doesn't feel as organic. I hope they're able to build some sort of storyline off of this. I don't know if this means we're going to see the reuniting of the New Day since they're all over on Raw now. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But if they do reunite them, I wonder what that means for Big E's title run. I worry about that. I hope they don't make him just a transitional champion. But I will say there are a lot more heels on Raw in general than there are top baby faces. So to have Big E come over and cash in and be the top dominant baby face against the whole fucking pack of heels on Raw, it's smart in that sense. It's just like you said, the result is good, but it's kind of fucky how we got there. So I worry for the length and legitimacy of Big E's title run. That's my only concern.
There are good and bad things about Big E winning this title here and now. The good thing is Big E is the WWE champion. The man is deserving of it. He's great in the ring. He is phenomenal on the microphone. The dude oozes charisma. There's no argument that can be had with that. Oh, I beg pardon. So that's the good thing. The bad thing is WWE has a history of putting the belt on individuals in order to capitalize on an event that's taking place. And I'll cite just two. One, Jinder Mahal.
Yep.
When they were starting their big Saudi Arabia thing, where did that belt go? Wham! Jinder Mahal. Once the inaugural Saudi Arabia thing was done, what happened to Jinder Mahal? Wham! Nowheresville. So, not good. Not good. Also, Kofi Kingston. The man was arguably deserving of the title. I feel that he was. However, I felt that social air surrounding the country at that time had a lot to do with them putting the belt on Kofi. It didn't stay on him long, at least what I perceived. It didn't stay on him long. I could be dead wrong about the rationale behind him getting the title at that moment. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like him winning at that point was situational. My fear with this is this was a spur of the moment, rip up the script, hurry up and rewrite it, Vince McMahon call of, oh shit, AEW done did us dirty. We have to respond. What way do we respond? Well, we put the title on Big E. We have him tweet out he's cashing in. We get those eyes back, and we get our ratings back in the win category for the demographic. If that's the case, I'm overly fearful for Big E's title future. I feel like if they just put the title on him at this point to get those ratings, and once they see that, oh, the spike is gone, well, guess what? So are you, buddy. That's my fear. Go ahead, Poot. Sorry.
That's fine. I don't think it's the same. Oh, goodbye. Welcome. I don't feel like that is it's the same dynamic. I don't think it's the same feel. I don't think it's the same situation. I feel like this is a long time coming. I feel like this is something that people have wanted. I feel like this is something that is well-deserved. And nothing against Kofi Kingston, obviously. But I really feel like this is something that is not a, okay, here's your like celebratory run. Here's your, whatever, what have you. I really don't. I don't feel like that's the case with Big E. I feel like Big E is someone that even if his first run is not a long haul run, I feel like this is something that is like kind of a litmus test. It's a way to look and go, okay, how does Big E handle himself? He has all the charisma in the universe. He has all the in-ring talent that he could possibly want for a bit, especially for a guy his size. Good Lord. You know what I mean? Like it's just, he is the kind of champion that they need right now. He really is. I don't see where, honestly, I don't see where any of this is a bad thing. I think this is very good because they have someone who can go out and not only do press, and I'm talking outside the ring, obviously, for this kind of stuff. He's someone that can go outside and do press and have it be like legitimate press, night shows. He could go out and do interviews. He would be a really good Make-A-Wish person. He can also hang with, doing the Be a Star stuff. I just don't see a downside here. He's badass enough that guys like you and me look at Big E and go, damn, he's amazing. But he's also kind of friendly enough that you can put him in any given situation PR-wise and have it work. It really is a no-lose for WWE. Now, the question is, how are they going to fuck it up? Because they will. They will.
That's
they will fuck it up.
The thing.
Now, and I don't.
We all see what you said.
But the problem is, no matter who takes that belt off of, him, it's gonna be like we're gonna, kind of thumb our noses at it.
So 2 things, real quick. One real quick. Tom mentioned about Big E reuniting with the New Day and the proliferation of heels on Raw. The annual draft is set for October the 1st, which is just in a couple of weeks on the heels of Extreme Rules. So everything could end up, goober smooked here at the end of things.
Can I interject a question?
Yeah.
So being that we had the title match between Orton and Lashley that was originally scheduled for Extreme Rules, have they come up with a replacement match yet there
They've
for
not.
the...
Nope.
Fantastic.
Nope, they have
Good
not.
job, WWE. All right, continue.
So that is looming large. Looming larger, I feel, is October 21st of 2021. Anybody know what that date is?
Oh.
Crown Jewel, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. Everybody's favorite event of the millennia, when everybody goes over to Saudi Arabia, sweats buckets, and we get to see the Saudi princes sit in those big fucking couch recliners, and then the first 8 rows. Yeah, everybody loves them, right?
We get to see those up and coming stars like Andre the Giant and Macho Man Randy Savage come back.
Yokozuna.
Oh wait,
Yokozuna's
right.
on his way, right?
Goldberg.
So,
God.
and that is going to be
if fucking
something I'm
COVID
going to
doesn't
mention.
kill me, the mention of him is going to. God damn it, Ransom.
Goldberg.
I think that
Goldberg.
once again, this may be a way to get Goldberg back in the
Yes,
fucking
Goldberg.
picture. By beating Big E.
Jesus,
I'm
take
not,
the wheel.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. Also,
That's your answer. That's how they fuck it up right there.
Also, I just want it noted that let's not forget that McIntyre said he could not challenge Lashley for the WWE title. He didn't say anything about challenging Big E for the WWE title.
Oh yeah, that's however McIntyre's free reign now for the WWE title.
Yep. So there are lots of ways that WWE could potentially fuck this up. I just wanted to throw out those seeds for you because ultimately I think that we're going to get Goldberg versus Lashley at Saudi Arabia in October. So come hell or high water, you're dreaming. You're
I was gonna say
now listen though. Also, let's not forget at I think the last pay-per-view or the pay-per-view before, one of the two, who showed up and drug McIntyre away. That's right, our boy Jinder Mahal.
Yep.
Just in time for Saudi Arabia time.
Well, he's
Just
been
throwing that
embroiled.
little nugget of poop out there.
He's been embroiled in this feud with Jinder for a while now. It looks like the blow off's gonna be is gonna be at Extreme Rules, where McIntyre gets his hand on Jinder somehow, some way.
Well, that frees up Jinder Mahal for a title match at Blood Money.
Nah.
Did they? I was gonna say the last show they had. Did they not have a match because fucking his cronies were banned from ringside or whatever.
The modern day Maharaja gets the title back at Blood Money 5.
They did. McIntyre won clean, and well, here and yet it continues.
Okay.
Just like when you're fighting the Ekans and the Arbok and Pokemon, the hold continues.
Random Pokemon reference. I did
right,
it.
man.
The horde.
Even randomer fucking World of Warcraft reference.
Yeah, baby.
Bottom line here is that I think that they have a lot of options. Unfortunately, I do think Big E is going to be a transitional champion.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's going to be Goldberg and Lashley at Blood Money. So, I mean, we can see another title change at Extreme Rules.
Again.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I feel like it's going to happen.
Again, why would you bother to put time and effort and longevity into a young, new champion? A guy who has never been the champion for your I'm not finished. Why on earth would you do that? Why are you gonna dump your effort into him whenever you can put it back to Goldberg or get it back to Drew McIntyre? Now, yeah, Drew McIntyre, younger-ish guy, maybe kind of, sort of, he was there before. But, damn it, you have money and entertainment in Big E. Your stupid company is called World Wrestling Entertainment. If there's one guy holding a belt that I think the word entertainment most marries to, it's fucking Big E. But hell, why would we want to bother having the belt on someone who oozes entertainment? Let's, throw it back to freaking Goldberg. Better yet, let's put it back on Drew McIntyre because nothing in the world at this juncture screams more entertainment to me than Goldberg or Drew McIntyre.
All right. Because for them to put the belt on Big E like this, it has kind of very temporarily brought the stock of WWE back up. Very temporarily. Like, people are like, holy shit, they actually did something that's good. But and what that does is get their eyes on it, gets people paying attention, so that then they can put it back on the Goldberg or the Drew McIntyre and be like, there you go. See, now you're watching what we want. And then everybody goes back down, and then WWE goes, well, what? It's the meme of the guy riding the bicycle, and he shoves a stick into his front wheel. And then he blames something else. You know what? That's
this
what
happened
it is.
to me.
No, that's what it is. Like, I hate to be, kind of a negative Nick about this, but I'm not.
Why would
wrong.
God do this to us?
Yeah, why would God do this? Like and it's like, that's my biggest concern is that Big E will be a transitional champion. And it will just go back on one of those two. And, really, I hate to shit on Drew McIntyre because his title run and his big push was really shit on by COVID and shutdowns and everything. And he did his best to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. But, I think that if they take more time away and have him be away from the title picture, and then have him come screaming out of the darkness at the correct champion or the correct person, then I think it would probably behoove and he'd be able to have a proper run. But and that's the thing is I'm hoping that WWE sees the amount of money that they make and they go and they finally get their heads out of their asses and go, oh, we could actually make money long term with this guy.
All right, I got to interject here. That's never going to happen. Never going to get their head out of their ass and go, oh, long-term money. Oh, long-term. No, never going to happen. Good Lord, how long has this been going on that we've been bitching about WWE? It's not finally going to fucking turn on the dime with Big E. It's not going to happen. Two, I don't want to hear the boo-hoos for Drew McIntyre. Oh, he was the champion during COVID. He got such a raw deal with his championship. No! The man was the champion for almost a damn year in a business that stayed active and open when everything else was shut down. He was still making champion money. he's still on TV with that belt every freaking week. So while he didn't get the grandiose big cheer crowd roar applause at WrestleMania that he probably wanted, or that the fans probably at the time wanted, there's no boo-hooing for Drewy Boy. No. The man was the champion for a very long time. The man made a bucket ton of money. The man was at the top of a business that stayed relevant through cooties when other businesses were suffering and closing and there was no entertainment. Nobody was making TV. WWE still stayed relevant. So I don't boo-hoo Drew McIntyre. At this point, Drew McIntyre, if he goes back into the title picture, I think he's going to get the John Cena face Roman Empire, Roman Reigns treatment. People are going to boo him because, again, it's shoved down the throat. No.
Hey, speaking of the Roman Empire, guess who came back on SmackDown?
Jesse, Festus, I don't know who.
The Fiend. Guess who's going to get fed? Guess who's going to get fed to Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules?
The Fiend.
Wait.
Fiend.
Whoa, stop. Hold on.
Or, I'm sorry. Nope. Let me rewind that. Not the Fiend. The Demon, Finn Balor. My bad.
I was about to put my pants down for a second. So how did I not see any of this anywhere on the interwebs?
Yeah,
my mind is in a different place. I apologize. The Demon,
holy fuck,
or the Demon King, whatever the fucking WWE wants to call him. Finn Balor's alter ego is back.
I did see that. Yep.
And is likely going to get fed to Roman Reigns because they've already announced that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are facing off at Blood Money. So what's the fucking point of bringing back the Demon, feeding him to Roman Reigns, whenever we know that Roman Reigns is going to face Brock Lesnar at Blood Money?
Because everybody in the back...
I want to cut this off right here and now. We don't need to speculate on why. Where did this guy start? NXT. What happened to him? Came to the main roster. Where's he at now? Getting fed to Roman Reigns. End of story. That's the explanation that is out there, that there's no other explanation for it. Piss on them. Sorry.
I really feel bad for guys like Finn Balor and Joe. I think that they were under the impression that they'd be helping NXT more than they would, or more than they are, rather. I think and this is a nice little pivot. Had they known now about NXT what we know, I think that maybe things would have gone differently with Joe and Balor with their contracts. I don't know what Balor's situation is, but we know that Joe just signed a new contract back in July to come back for NXT.
Damn it.
He's already relinquished the title of his own volition because he was told by WWE Medical that he was not able to compete. I smell bullshit. Now, I got a lot of arguments on the old Facebook about this. A lot of people feel like it's a legit thing that because of his history. I feel like this is a Vince McMahon thing. This is because Vince McMahon owns the WWE doctors. If the WWE doctors want to keep making that WWE money, if Vince McMahon says Joe can't compete, they're going to say Joe can't compete. And I think that Joe was very specific that he said, WWE doctors have told me that I am not able to compete.
Smells like a Daniel Bryan syndrome.
Smells like a load of bullshit. So bottom line is he relinquished his title, and we got a new champion on NXT on Wednesday. Let's talk about NXT on Wednesday.
Real quick. See,
yes.
Because you mentioned about the arguments that you got into online, because I was a part of that post, and I said regardless, my opinion, regardless if the Joe injury is legit or not, the one person that really kind of suffered more than anybody through it has been Karrion Kross, because he got plucked up out of there. They said, nope, we're going to put the title on Joe, and we're going to pluck Karrion Kross, and we're going to put him on Raw, and we're going to fucking, your first match up there while you're still champion, we're going to feed you to Jeff fucking Hardy, of all people, in under 2 minutes. Yeah, that's right.
Midnight to 6 o'clock now.
Victim of circumstance, man, and that sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Regardless of the Joe thing, I mean, it's it sucks to put the title on him and then take it right back off, regardless of what the reasons are. But really, Karrion Kross is the one that's fucking kind of taking the brunt of that, regardless. So there's that. Two,
Everybody in NXT takes the brunt of it. Poor NXT.
Yeah. But two, since you're mentioning it, Beef, I'm going to go ahead and give you my opinion right off the bat with this new rebranding look.
NXT 2.0.
Oh, God, if I fucking...
identify it as NXT 2.0 because we are supposed to be calling it NXT 2.0.
2.0, yeah. If I hear NXT 2.0, like, fucking one more time in a 5-minute period... I don't know what pisses me off more, hearing that or Goldberg. I don't know which.
Goldberg 2.0.
Oh, fuck you right in the ass. No, I'll tell you this.
Whatever you do in your own time, it's none of my business.
Listen, if you're not afraid of the cooties. Anyways, regardless, we'll save that for after the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole look of this thing, I'm gonna say right off the bat, for NXT itself, I don't like it because it doesn't feel like NXT. If it were for something different, like if they utilized this new look for like 205 Live or something, I wouldn't hate it. But it doesn't feel like NXT to me. And I know that's probably just the crotchety old man that's like, oh, I don't want change and I don't like it.
205 2.0.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's different. It's new and it's different and it scares me. But here's what I think. Here's what I think, and I'm not saying I agree with this, but here's what I think Vince and company is going for. If they want to quote unquote make NXT more legitimate, they want to not have that grungy indie kind of dark feeling. They want it to be bright and more polished. And
yeah, tie-dye.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you don't get much more fucking brighter than that scheme, but I just don't. I don't know.
Legit.
I think that just kind of loses everything that I think NXT is kind of that vibe that it's given off over all the years. It's had that edge. It's had that whole we are NXT thing. It's they've been set apart from Raw and SmackDown. I'm not a fan of it for NXT.
So to me, the vibe, you're spot on, Tiger Bomb. NXT and I use this as favorably as I can, had almost a cult-like reception.
Yeah.
We are NXT, meaning that we are Legion, we are many. The fans were part of it. It felt underground. It felt almost taboo. What the brand WWE doesn't want you to see. It almost kind of felt like that, where we get to see these guys and gals perform basically indie matches on WWE programming. And that's what made TakeOver so damn special, is that they said, hey, you know what? Indie matches put on all the time, 5-star matches, all the fucking time. Let's push it and let's do this. Let's make basically a pumped up version of the indies. Now, live from Nickelodeon Studios is Double Dare.
Oh.
Just kidding. It's NXT 2.0. The big white background. They have like a big orange banner at a big orange runner at the top, I guess, of the CWC, and all the fucking color everywhere. Yeah, legit felt like a fucking Nickelodeon show. Or somebody else said, I think this was another one of my Facebook friends, that it looked like an old studio talk show, like fucking Montel or something, Jerry Springer.
Can't wait for someone to get slimed.
It did not feel like NXT. It felt like I was watching Raw on a Wednesday. And here's the thing. The Fatal 4-Way match was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. The right guy won, I feel. And honestly, there wasn't a wrong guy except for Von Wagner. I don't know why the fuck they pulled Kyle O'Reilly out of the match, except for he's a fucking vanilla midget, according to Vince McMahon. thank God Adam Cole left. That's all I can think about. Because if they're doing this to the guy who stayed, imagine where Adam Cole would be.
Can I tell you why they did it? Can I tell you why they did it?
Why?
Because our fears, exactly what we talked about, are coming true. Vince made last-minute calls.
Yep.
Because that's why O'Reilly got out. That's why we didn't get Raquel versus Frankie Monet.
Yep.
That's why you had fucking Braun Breaker, fucking Rick Steiner's kid, going over LA Knight in the very beginning of the show.
The kid's name is Bronson Rex Steiner. So I understand they couldn't probably let him walk with his kayfabe name because, then he could leave. He was going by Rex Steiner, which was a great name. But I understand that, hey, you know what? If he ever leaves, he could call himself Rex Steiner, and, it's basically the same. Okay, call him Bronson Steiner. Call him Bronson Rex. But they call him Braun Breaker.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we get Nunzio 2.0 with Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Talking about how he's a made man and how he's got family connections. All the while they got like the pizzicato violins in the background. It felt like he should have been at like a fucking Italian joint with one of those candles in the round jars with the wax melting everywhere, chomping on a fucking breadstick.
What's his name? What's his name?
Tony D'Angelo.
It felt like his whole promo should have just been like, "Hey, I'm Tony D'Angelo. I'm walking here."
Hey, get out of here. Get to my meatballs and my Parmesan. Hey, what's that, a chicken parm? Get out of here.
Hey, you mooks are bringing the gabagool,
Hey, we jumping on the go. Hey, where do you think you are? Super Mario? Get out of here.
Now,
hey, you bring me the pasta, red sauce on the side.
Go find a princess. She's in another castle.
Hey, if it's not on the side, I send it back.
I want to make nice reference. I want to make a very clear the note that we're not making fun. Like we're not jumping on the Italian, but that's not us.
No. I'm married to one. I can do it. I am. Plenty of people have pissed on the Irish, calling us drunken potato eaters. I can make fun of meatball eaters.
Wow.
Anyway, my point here is
my point proven just then and there.
We're making fun of the Vince McMahon caricature.
Three of us are.
I said on Wednesday that we're one trash man and one clown away from this being the new generation. Oh wait,
here he is.
Oh wait, we got Vince and Johnny Ace in the back. It looks like we have our trash man and our clown. You decide who's who. And Kevin Dunn producing all the fucking camera cuts, the hard angle, the hard camera flying around. Oh my God, it was so bad.
Hey man, what did we say when
That's gonna be so bad?
And stupid Pritchard start quote unquote producing? They're not gonna stop there. The poison spreads. Vince McMahon is a cancer to sports entertainment. And he spreads through the body and destroys everything he touches. The NWO isn't the cancer. Vince McMahon is the cancer.
Vince McCancer.
Uh-oh.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
To the chopper. Put the cookie down.
He got two. I'm sure that we'll catch some vibes for this, that we're going overboard, but I don't think that we are. Like,
who cares?
All the matches felt like Raw matches. There was even a match that was like ended by the commercial break. We come back from commercial break, and all of a sudden it's a 6-man tag. Like
the women's tag match. Yeah, who was it? It was Casey Catanzaro and Caden Cross, which I got to say, I like them as a team. I think they dropped the ball in calling them K2 as a tag team name. I just thought of that as I was watching it earlier today. But
referring back to fake weed. Remember fake weed called K2?
Oh, I need to remember that.
Listen,
Paul, think of your heart. Get the fuck out. Take a sabbatical. I don't know how Triple H salvages this. How can one man, regardless of his intellect for wrestling, How can one man salvage the plunder that is taking place by Vince and Johnny Ace and Bruce Pritchard and Kevin? How do you fight that?
So
Just outlive them. That's it.
We still have some bright spots. The aforementioned women's tag match and then subsequential six-women tag match was a bright spot on the show. You still have people like Casey Catanzaro and Kane Carter and Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, who I thought looked fantastic, and Sare. You have the new look Mandy Rose, who I'm already a bigger fan of than her entire main roster run. Like, there are still bright spots here, but 100% they're going to be fighting the tide.
Yeah.
Because as much as I want to say, oh, it's great, we also got what was it, fucking B Fade or whatever. I don't know what they were calling her versus some other lady.
Oh yeah. B Fab. It's the ongoing feud between Hit Row and Legado del Fantasma.
Right, which is
fine.
But she didn't face the lady from Legado. She squashed somebody else in a very not good match.
She faced fucking generic masked female wrestler number 3, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like that's the shit they're gonna be fighting against, because for every like great fatal 4-way match we get, and for every great 6-person tag match we get and women's match, there's gonna be a Braun Breaker, or there's gonna be a Von Wagner, or there's gonna be a Tony D'Angelo, or there's gonna be something that's gonna be absolutely insane. And honestly, when Triple H comes back, because he's still away right now because of his medical thing going on. When he comes back, I think it's absolutely going to be like two bulls button heads. I think it's going to be Acid and Oil. I think it's going to be 2 separate shows on the same show.
Well,
I think the Triple H is still going to be pushing the black and gold brand that he built. Vince is still going to be bringing in the GAC brand, and we're going to get some sort of weird homogenous mixture.
The fucking GAC brand. I love it.
There is... I don't look. If people think that I'm going to be a downer here, that's fine. Send all your vitriol to the Facebook or to the YouTube. I don't care. Freaking tell me I'm an idiot, or that I'm a downer, or that I'm bullshit. That's fine. You do it. I want some comments.
Boys.
Yeah, let's go. So here's the thing. I don't think it's bright spots. I don't. I appreciate you trying to see the silver lining in this, but this isn't me being ever the pessimist. This is me being ever the realist. This has all the clear signs of a cancer patient. Because just like my aforementioned reference before with Vince McMahon, things can seem like they're turning around, and there's a little bit of good that's coming. There's a little bit of hope. There's a little bit of bright spots. But that's false hope. That's the, I can't remember what the exact term of it is. There's a medical term for that. It's the rally.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
It's part of DABDA. It's part of DABDA.
That's what your bright spots that you're seeing here, Beef. That's the rallying stage. But all that is the body's last ditch effort to get somewhere in a losing battle. This is not going to go well. Triple H can come back and be oil and water with Vince McMahon, and they can butt heads all they want. But at the end of the day, you can butt heads with a bull, but when that other bull is bigger and badder than you are, you're going to lose. I don't have optimism when I look at NXT right now. I had optimism before when Vince kept his grubby mitts and his beady little eyes off of it. Now, this is the precursor to a death rattle.
Fucking Ransom with the post-mortem. Wow,
NXT is going the
man.
way. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't want to see this happen. I don't. But
Yeah.
I'm not for all the times that we have shown optimism. Finn Balor, Adam Cole, fucking Samoa Joe,
Kevin Owens.
name them. Freaking name them. for all the time. The Fiend. Good Lord. Everyone on this podcast was 6 to midnight for The Fiend. And I said right then and there, it's not going to last. This is going to be turd salad. You watch. And I was told time and time again, they can't fuck it up. They can't fuck it up. Ransom, you're stupid. The Fiend is money. They're not going to fuck it up. Where's The Fiend right now? He's not on WWE. He got pooped on at WrestleMania, and he's gone. They're going to fuck it up.
No,
watch.
You're not wrong. And honestly, the fact that it worries me already that right off the bat, I mean, if you watched NXT this week, you know that the fucking Braun Breaker, they're gonna strap a rocket to him because number one, they have him win his debut match over LA fucking Knight. Number two, at the very end of all the show, which I gotta interject another point. Why did they not have? Again, this bothers me. This is something we've talked about, and I know Ransom is with me on this. When you have a big title match, especially like in this case, it's a fatal 4-way for a vacated championship. Why was that not the last thing to close out the show?
Because it wasn't the most entertaining segment.
Well,
the wedding was the most entertaining segment,
which I still have to finish watching. But at the end of the Dexter Lumis, Indy Hartwell wedding, you cut to backstage. Ciampa's watching the monitor, and who comes back there to fucking kind of say like, "Hey, I look forward to fucking fighting you in the future." Fucking Braun Breaker. Well, wouldn't you know, fucking rocket strapped to his back. It's not
with good reason. The dude looks great, and if he's a Steiner, he could probably fucking go in the ring.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, he's got a good look. I mean, he did well in the ring against LA Knight. I get it, but it's very, very apparent to me that this has fucking Vince's thumbprint written all over everything. Yeah. This is what Vince wants. Did you notice how much brand new, like never before seen on NXT talent that we had for 2.0?
It's because they're trying to make people disinterested, and also Braun Breaker is a Vince McMahon wet dream.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for him to show up on the main roster as some sort of quarry worker carrying around a big sledgehammer. I'm gonna break you. Mark my words, it's gonna be something stupid-y, gimmicky, prop-carrying bullshit.
Well, the only thing that was brighter than the fucking CWC lit up was fucking Braun Breaker's singlet. My God.
Well, and that's a throwback to the Steiners. I can respect that, because if you watch the Steiner brothers, and they were one of my favorite tag teams growing up.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I get that.
Top 10 tag team, I think, in my mind. But
trust me, I remember that too. But my God, look,
it's a throwback. Jesus. I get it. But I do have some bad news, gentlemen, because guess what happened?
Bad news beef.
Ratings went up. Last week, NXT drew 601,000. This week, they drew 770,000. It's a 28% increase. Demographic, listen to this. Demographic last week was 0.14. This week is 0.21, a 50% increase.
Oh, you mean?
Well, that's not going to go well for us, the people that like the old NXT.
You mean to tell me the people tuned in to watch a trash fire happen? To hell, you say. Now,
we'll see if it's
fair. Fair point, Poot. That's good.
To be fair, I don't think it was a trash fire. I think it was exactly what we were all expecting. It's like, yep, they've taken the NXT that we love, and they have. They would say, whitewashed it, but they more like, had Dude Love jizz all over it. But
they tie-dye washed it.
Yeah, they tie-dye washed it. Like, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things you look at and go, oh, okay, it's more polished. The arena's different. Like, it still has, like, the context of the NXT.
I would not say polished. I'd say brighter.
Well, brighter, but it's brighter. But, like, it's just kind of one of those things that's, again, and I know I'm always Switzerland and I'm always middle ground and I'm always this kind of thing, but it's one of those things where we have to just go, let's see where it goes, because you never know. It could just be like, oh, okay, this isn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. It's not what we wanted. It's not what we like, but it's not the worst thing in the world. They're giving, people who might not have had the talent, or not the talent, the ability to have the exposure in the previous NXT. And you never know. We might see some people that come out of it and are like future stars. Whether it be in WWE.
Word is Vince is already saying Von Wagner is the next Edge. That he's the next big guy.
I don't see it either. And like but like my point remains is that it's like, again, it's one of those things where it's like we can sit here and yell and scream and say all those things, but number one, it's not going to change a damn thing. Number two, it
makes me feel better.
Well, it makes you. That's cool. If you need to get out that cathartic, shout, then go for it.
I'm gonna. Thank you.
Okay, but like my point is that it's just, I'm kind of like, all right, let's see where it goes. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it all goes south and it all goes sideways, then we can just go, yep, good job. You fucked up another good thing, WWE.
Well, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, Poot. That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
It really is. But you know what? I feel like I have done that so many times with WWE that I don't have the strength to carry on anymore with the, hey, you know what? Let's see what happens. It might be good. It might be bad. You know what? It's good. Kudos to you for that attitude. No sarcasm or bullshit involved in that statement, Poot. I 100% mean that. Kudos to you in that statement. I don't have the strength anymore. I can't do it with them.
Here's
they
the
fucked
thing.
things up too much. If Mick Foley didn't see the writing on the wall and made that speech about WWE needing to figure it out, fucking Dude Love would have been the general manager of damn NXT.
Here's the thing. There isn't a literal connection, dude. Like, I don't feel like what I watched on Wednesday night was anywhere near what NXT is or was or should be. All the camera cuts, the fucking Kevin Dunn camera cuts. Oh, he loves them. He's got a fucking heart on the size of the fucking Washington Monument. Nope. But yeah, that's a big one. I
that's
don't know.
The
anyway,
one.
He's got a big fucking heart on for camera cuts. That was all I saw. And like the hard cam cutting to fans. Oh my god. Like, that did not resemble NXT at all. It was like somebody cut off NXT's face and was wearing it like a mask and going, I'm NXT! I'm NXT 2.0! 2.0!
I'm with you. I'm with you on this. Like, I understand the cautious optimism from Poot with this. And I feel like they could have gone about it a better way. I don't think we needed a whole big fucking tie-dye fucking, cum shot all over the NXT brand that we got. But I like, I'm not going to lie, like, seeing the CWC a little brighter and kind of seeing the crowd there and stuff, I get what they were doing with that. I could have been okay with that much of it. But not the fucking, like, the big tie-dye fucking jizz fest that it was. Like, you could have still kept it the black and yellow brand, but just made it. But just fucking lightened it up a little bit or whatever. There's a happy medium. I feel like they went from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other end, like with fucking no baby steps in between.
Look at the theme. NXT has always been fucking metal. Like, this is your metal brand. NXT led off with a fucking rap song. And I'm not, like, I like some rap, some hip-hop's okay, but it's like bad.
Their hip-hop?
It's like bad
Get off
rap.
my lawn.
It's like generic fucking, like,
it is.
Fucking
it's
public
bad.
rap. And I heard that and I was like, man, if Triple H was dead, he'd be rolling over in his grave. This may cause a second coronary to know that, like, fucking 6 months ago we were hearing Slipknot to open up NXT. Now we're getting fucking generic rap.
Yep.
NXT 2.0 is the illegitimate butt baby of Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
That's what they've turned this into. This is an abomination.
Just like fucking Von Wagner is the illegitimate butt baby of Edge and the Great Khali.
Oh.
See, whenever he came out, so like they've been so spot on with the names, like Braun Breaker, like I'm a guy who breaks things. Fucking
Ugh.
Tony D'Angelo, I'm a mafia. I could have swore they said his name was Cro Magnon, like a caveman, and I'm like, oh, it's perfect. He's got the fucking sloping forehead. That's so dumb, but it's so perfect. And then I'm like, oh, his name's Von Wagner. That's so stupid.
I'm so like, here's my biggest worry, and this will be the point that I mark my words. Like I said before, whenever fucking Goldberg beat the Fiend, and I fucking tuned out from wrestling for like a good, almost a year, because I said I would try to get back into it come WrestleMania, and then fucking COVID happened, and I just stopped for another 6 months or so before I picked it back up again. Mark my words. So help me God, if they make Tommaso Ciampa a fucking transitional champion, I'm done. I'm done.
Well, you know what? You need to warm up your I'm done button because it's fucking coming.
Yeah, when he won, I was like, oh boy, he's already been there. He's a workhorse. He's a little bit older. I was just like, ooh.
It worries me. It really fucking worries me.
Not looking good.
Speaking of something that worries me, guys, we have a Stump the Chumps lined up.
Now, does it worry you?
It doesn't worry me.
Well,
that doesn't worry me.
So we have been having some success. It's marginal, but we've had some success. By the way, I think we still owe Dave a shot on the show, yeah?
Yes, we do.
Possibly.
So, Dave, Bob Gray, whatever the hell you want to call yourself.
No.
Call your shot, man. If you want in, let us know. So, Stump the Chumps, you guys know the drill. Send the email to pittsburghpiledriverpodcast@gmail.com. 2 emails, one with the question, one with the answer. And the answer email, put some extra sentences in there. Call us idiots. I don't care. Just so I don't see the answer in the preview pane. Otherwise, you'll disqualify and you'll get nothing. Let's do Stump the Chumps. From our boy, the current leader, well, as of this taping, the current leader on the Cruiserweight Open, Mr. Mid-Card Maniac himself, Pat Shannon. The question is, all right, a little title history time.
Uh-oh.
Name the wrestler who is a WWE and ECW Triple Crown champion. I don't even have to think about that. I'm pretty sure it's RVD.
Oh,
Because RVD had the television, ECW, and tag team titles in ECW.
Only one wrestler is a Triple Crown in both?
Sounds like. Because I don't think Raven was ever a TV champion, and obviously he was never WWE champion.
Well, I was gonna say Triple Crown by this definition is
probably a world title, a mid-card title, and a tag team title.
Okay.
And honestly, there aren't a lot of ECW of guys from the original ECW who would have held those 3 original ECW belts. Mm-hmm. There aren't a lot of guys who fit that same profile in WWE.
What if this is a curveball and he's talking about weird WWE ECW?
Well, even with that rebranding, they didn't have ECW tag.
They had one title. Yep.
Yeah, they just had just the big silver one that Christian and Big Show and whoever else had won.
Duly noted.
Punk and Chavo, Kane. So yeah, I mean, I can't even think of another wrestler that this would apply to, or even anywhere close. It's got to be Rob Van Dam.
Well,
It would have to be because he was what, the TV champion and the tag champion in ECW.
Yep, and then he won the big one. Sabu.
Oh, Sabu, that's right.
And then he won the big one when he cashed in Money in the Bank. He won. Well,
he was WWE ECW champion.
Yes, which I think still counted towards that lineage.
It should still count. He was WWE champion. He was a hardcore champion, Intercontinental, European, tag team.
I'm talking about the ECW belt, because when he won the ECW belt, it was like the old ECW belt before they went to Big Silver.
Yes,
So-
it was, but it was still the WWE CW.
All right, so let's just throw a couple names out there, and then we can eliminate them off. We're saying Rob Van Dam's the front runner. Raven was never a Triple Crown champ in WWE.
Nope.
Okay. Tommy Dreamer.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Taz.
Nope.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Mike
Nobody else?
Awesome would have been the only other one who had been anywhere close to it. He never got anywhere near that. And in fact, was Mike Awesome even in WWE? I don't think he was.
No, he was for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, because he came over with. Was he part of the invasion angle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's literally no other answer but RVD here because
When he wasn't being the fat chick Thriller,
Yeah.
or that '70s guy, Mike Awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, if you think about it, in just the WWE sense, I know RVD's been tag champs. I just can't remember with who.
in WWE,
Yeah,
Booker T, Jericho, Rey Mysterio.
that was probably all around that. That was probably all around
Maybe not Jericho.
the time where I wasn't watching, like I don't know, between like 2003 and 2010. I don't know, whatever. But he was definitely.
All right, I'm calling it. Are
yeah.
we going to RVD? Are we good with that?
Yeah,
I would say that we would have to be.
I can't think of who else.
He
it would be.
wasn't the only thing that makes me nervous was if you're strictly talking ECW while it was its own entity.
He was
Rob
never
Van
champion.
Dam was never ECW champion.
Right. Yep.
It was, I think, the only Triple Crown champions strictly ECW, like the old ECW,
Taz.
were Taz, Sabu, and Mikey Whipwreck.
Oh, Mikey Whipwreck. I've heard
Wait,
of Mikey
what
Whipwreck.
about Raven? Raven was champ at some
He was
point,
never.
wasn't
He was never a television
No.
champion.
No, not in ECW.
So
No, the only one it could be is Rob Van Dam.
Right.
yeah,
But the caveat of that is that he was the ECW champion
In
after the
WWE.
invasion angle. Yeah.
Right. Like he won the WWE title, and then I think like he was straight up like I think he was given the ECW title. I'm not sure about that
Wasn't he both at the same time? ECW
Yes.
and WWE?
because remember his cash in came at One Night Stand number 2, and like at the time ECW wasn't even a thing. It wasn't until
Right.
after One Night Stand 2 that they're like, hey, let's make this a brand. And I mean, obviously the plans were in motion, but no one knew at that time.
Right.
And then I think Heyman was the GM, and he's like, well, who better to make the inaugural, ECW champion than Rob Van Dam, the WWE champion? So
Hang
yes,
on
he
a
held
s-
them both at the same time.
Hang on a
Yep.
sec. Hang on.
I'm not
a sec.
hanging on.
No. Hang on. We're forgetting about some like fucking obscure title that could be considered into the Triple Crown thing. What about people that were like hardcore champions?
Nope, because
Okay.
world champions. Think top down, and then
Okay.
think who'd been world champion? Tommy Dreamer? Nope. Mikey Whipwreck? Nope. Raven?
Okay.
Nope. Sandman? Nope.
I mean, RVD seems like
Douglas,
the
nope.
obvious.
Yeah.
RVD seems like the obvious answer. If it's a curveball, I'm
It does
really
seem
curious
too
to see.
obvious. You're 100% correct. It does seem too obvious, but process of elimination. It's the only one I got.
Yeah.
Good with it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It has to be.
All right. He says, "Start hearing about OSU losing beef." No, I'm not. Fuck you, Pat. Fuck you, Pat. I'm
Wow.
delighting in
Wow.
this. The Triple Crown champion in question is RVD. So guess what that means, Pat?
Oh, boy.
Just like your loser Shitney Lions.
Wow.
You lose, sir. You get fucking nothing. Bitch.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Well said.
Okay, well, we
All right.
went a little hard on that one.
Well, Pat, you've learned never ever to bring up anything
Football.
ever.
Yeah, don't talk football with beef. Good Lord, he gets
Don't talk
violent.
sports ball with beef.
Don't
No.
come at me with don't come at me with the Buckeyes, because I'll tell you what, I'm telling you right now, Pat, on October 30th, when they crumple Penn State, I'm putting you on blast the next week on the show.
Sweet mother, that was
That was a
Wow.
lot. That was a lot.
that was
a lot to
real
take in.
anger. That was,
There was
real anger right there.
listen, there was like damn near man tears this weekend when Ohio State lost. So
Woo.
like that dredged up some buried feelings that I've been dealing very well with for a couple of days. So yeah,
buried feelings, antibiotics, and beers. Bad combination.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Apparently.
nothing is mixing well over here with him. That's not going well.
Anger shark is
Just
coming.
not.
Oh, the
why did
oh.
our head explode?
Who
What?
would say something stupid?
Something
Oh,
stupid.
my
All right.
goodness.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to the P3 podcast. I want to thank our very own casual game dad himself, Tiger Bomb Tom over here. Tom?
COVID cutter.
COVID cutter. The COVID cutter over here. No, we want to thank him and his page, Casual Gaming Dad on Facebook. That's Casual Gaming Dad over on Facebook. Want to thank him very much. Make sure you go over and join Casual Gaming Dad's Corner. Keep up with his community and keep up with his wonderful streams. Give him a follow, give him a like. Throw him some stars as well. And make sure you go on over to Gould Gaming and buy some of his merch. It's very high quality. It's very, very creative and cool. And also pick up your very own Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast t-shirt. You won't regret it. We also want to thank Mr. Sean Tischler and his work with independent wrestling in the Pennsylvania area. Seriously, we're starting to see a lot of these independent wrestlers starting to make big moves. Andrew Palace, the Spasmanian Devil, has been floating around the AEW bubble. And our very own, if I may, 2021's wrestler of the year for the P3 podcast. I don't care what you guys say. Even if it's not official, Mambo Italiano has been busting his ass. If you follow him on Facebook, he's been busting his ass with his schooling in his careers, both for what he went to school for and getting his wrestling dream off the ground. He's been involved quite a bit with WWE and NXT. We'll see how he does in NXT 2.0. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well for you, Mambo. We wish you the best. We also want to thank Frigoff Ransom, our very own Ransom, and his channel, Frigoff Ransom, over there on YouTube. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel. He is absolutely knockdown, drag out, hilarious, and very handsome to boot. Fellas, I really like this new format, and let us know what you folks think of our format. Make sure you follow the Pittsburgh Pile Driver podcast wherever you go. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple, iTunes podcast, whatever you Apple people call it, iTunes. You can find us over there. You can find us pretty much anywhere that you can get high quality podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. That's youtube.com/Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. And again, on Facebook, give us a like over there. Again, just search on Pittsburgh Pile Driver Podcast. For myself, the Barbarian Poot the Bard. For our wrestling encyclopedia, Mr. Beef the Legend over there. For our resident madman, Ransom himself. And of course, one half, and I didn't give the acknowledgement, Beef is one half of the reigning defending undisputed Cruiserweight champions, and the other half of the reigning defending undisputed Cruiserweight champions, our very own, and Tom, give me one last one here, buddy, Mr. Tiger.
Uppercut.
Bomb. Tom, have a wonderful day, evening, night, whenever you listen to this.
This was for you, Big Red Greg. Hiya!